It feels like in manufacturing these days, everyone's trying to juggle so many things at once. You know, keeping quality high, machines running smoothly,
Right.
and most importantly, making sure everyone on the floor is safe.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's a lot.
it's a lot to keep track of, right?
It is.
Especially when all the information you need to make good decisions about quality and maintenance and safety, it's scattered across all these different systems.
Yeah, like you've got quality control over here, and then maintenance is tracking their stuff over there, and then safety is somewhere else entirely.
Exactly. And it makes it so hard to see how it all connects. So like what if you had a spike in customer complaints about, you know, a particular product defect, right?
Right.
But that information never makes it to the maintenance team who could maybe identify
Right.
machine malfunction as the root cause.
And it could be a simple fix.
Yeah, exactly. If they only knew.
If they only knew.
Yeah.
So what if there was a way to use AI?
To not just deal with these areas individually, you know, quality, maintenance, safety,
Right.
but to actually connect them all together
Yeah.
in a smart way.
Yeah, in a way that actually makes sense. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's all connected.
Right.
Why not have the systems be connected too?
Yes, exactly. So that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
We've been looking at some fascinating stuff about a system that claims to do just that.
Okay.
It's called a Sentient AI-based integrated quality, facility, and safety management solution.
Okay.
Basically, it's an AI system that aims to understand how everything in your factory is connected.
Oh, wow.
From, you know, the machines and the equipment to the safety rules, product quality, it's all in there.
Yeah, that'd be amazing if
Right.
it lived up to that.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to unpack the core ideas behind this AI-driven approach. What makes it different? What new doors could it open for people in manufacturing? We're going to give you the key concepts and the potential, but we're not going to bore you with a bunch of technical jargon.
I like it.
So think of this as your crash course
Okay.
in how AI could change the game for manufacturing.
Already?
All right, so let's start with the problems that this type of AI is trying to solve, right?
Okay.
What are the big pain points in manufacturing right now?
So the information we've been looking at highlights what it calls manufacturing site problems.
Okay.
And the first one, as we kind of already touched on, is information dispersion.
Okay, so just unpack that a little bit. It's that all this information is spread out.
Yeah, it's all over the place, not connected.
Right. And this is information like...
About equipment maintenance, you know, what was done when, product quality checks, safety protocols. It's all in separate systems.
Yeah, and so there's no way to really see how it all fits together.
Exactly, and that's a huge missed opportunity.
Right, it is.
You know, if you could see everything in one place, you could start to make much better decisions.
And the second problem is a lack of interconnected analysis.
Yes, exactly, because the information is siloed like this. It's incredibly difficult to understand how, say, a minor machine malfunction might lead to a quality issue down the line,
Right.
which could then even create a safety risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And then without that ability to connect the dots, you're basically you're just putting a Band-Aid on the problem, right?
It's totally treating the symptoms, not the disease. Exactly.
Yeah. So what are some other core problems?
Well, one that I think is especially relevant these days is loss of know-how.
Oh.
So you have these experienced workers who've been on the floor for years.
Right, they know everything.
They know everything, right?
Right.
They can just look at a machine and tell you if something's off. And they have this wealth of knowledge in their heads, but it's not written down anywhere.
Right.
So when they retire or, you know, move on to a different job,
Yeah.
that knowledge is gone.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah. It's a huge problem.
It is, yeah.
And then the last big problem they highlight is the difficulty in regulatory compliance.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Right. Manufacturing has to deal with all these complex regulations.
Yeah.
You know, quality, safety, environmental standards. And keeping up with all of that, making sure you're compliant, can be a real nightmare.
Yeah, for sure. So to summarize, we've got these 4 big problems.
Right.
Fragmented information, inability to connect the dots, loss of expertise, and then the whole regulatory compliance headache.
It's a lot.
But I guess the silver lining here is that these problems also represent opportunities.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, if you can find a way to solve them.
Yeah, so let's dig into the proposed solution here.
Okay.
This Sentient AI solution, it talks about using generative AI plus RAG plus ontology.
Right. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, so can we unpack those terms a little bit? What do
Sure.
they actually mean?
Okay, so at its core, the sentient AI solution is what they call an integrated intelligence system. And what they mean by that is it's not just using AI for a single task, like,
Mm.
just quality control or just predictive maintenance.
Right.
It's about connecting all those different AI capabilities together
Got it.
so they can work together.
Okay, so it's like a team of AI specialists all working together.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that analogy.
And so you got generative AI, RAG, and ontology.
Right. So let's start with generative AI because I feel like we hear that term everywhere these days.
It's very trendy.
It is. So what does it mean in this context?
Basically, generative AI is AI that can create things.
Okay.
So in this case, we're mostly talking about creating text, like reports or work instructions, or even
Yeah.
suggestions for how to solve a problem.
Okay.
And it does this by learning from all the data that the system has access to.
Wow. So it's not just analyzing what's already there, it's actually coming up with new ideas.
Right. It's going beyond the data.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So now what about RAG? What is that?
So RG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Okay.
It's a way for the AI to basically do research.
Oh, okay.
So if you ask it a question, it can search through a huge database of documents, like
Wow.
manuals, regulations, past reports, you name it.
Yeah.
And then it uses that information to give you an answer.
Okay, so it's like having a super smart assistant that can instantly find any information you need.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And then last but not least, we've got ontology.
right. This one's a bit more conceptual.
Okay.
But basically, it's about understanding how things are related.
Okay.
So the AI needs to understand that, say,
Yeah.
valve, #3, is connected to this particular pipe,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of this system, which is used to produce this product.
Right.
And then, this regulation applies to that valve and so on.
God, so it's like creating a map of all the relationships in the factory.
Exactly, a knowledge map.
Okay.
And once the AI has this map, it can start to do some really powerful things.
Like what?
Like predicting how a change in one area might affect other areas,
Uh-huh.
or identifying potential risks before they even happen.
Okay, so these three technologies work together to create this really powerful platform.
Right. It's the combination that makes it special.
Got it. So with all these core technologies in place, what can this integrated system actually do?
Okay, so the sentient AI information highlights a few key capabilities.
Okay.
The first one is diverse data integration.
Okay, and what does that mean in plain English?
It means that the system can understand and process all kinds of different data,
Oh, okay.
not just text, but also images, drawings, sensor readings, even voice recordings.
Oh, wow. So it's like it can speak all the languages of the factory.
Exactly, and it can combine all that information to get a much more complete picture of what's going on.
Okay, so that brings us back to that first problem we talked about.
Right, information dispersion.
Yeah, so this is how it solves that problem.
By bringing all the information together.
Got it. What else can it do?
Okay, so once it has all this data, it can start to do some really cool things.
Okay.
Like risk prediction.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So because it understands all these connections between different things in the factory,
Mm-hmm.
it can identify situations that might lead to problems,
Like what kind of problem?
like a quality issue or machine breakdown, or even a safety hazard.
And it can do this before they happen.
Exactly.
Wow, so you can actually get ahead of the problem.
Right. You can move from being reactive to proactive.
Okay, that's a huge opportunity.
It is.
What else?
Well, they also talk about it being an intelligent on-site partner.
Okay, what does that mean?
So it's like having a really smart assistant
Okay.
that can help workers on the factory floor make better decisions.
Uh-huh.
So let's say you're a technician and you're trying to troubleshoot a problem with a machine.
Okay.
This AI system can give you all the relevant information you need,
Okay.
like the machine's history, the manuals, any
Huh.
recent alerts, and it can even suggest possible solutions based on its analysis of the data.
Wow, so it's like having an expert in your pocket.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we talked about that Valve #3 scenario earlier.
Right.
Can you walk us through that again?
Sure.
And maybe highlight how this system could handle it?
Okay, so let's say there's a leak detected on valve #3.
Okay.
Now, in a traditional system, you might just have a worker notice the leak,
Right.
and then they'd have to go through a bunch of steps to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
But with this sentient AI system, it's different.
Okay, how so?
Well, first of all, the system might actually detect the leak itself.
Oh, really? How?
It could be through a visual inspection, using cameras and image recognition,
Hmm.
or it could be by analyzing sensor data that shows a pressure drop in that area.
Okay, so it's not just relying on human observation.
Exactly.
Got it.
So once the leak is detected, the system immediately kicks into gear.
Okay.
It starts by analyzing the risk.
Okay.
So it knows that valve #3 is located in a high-risk zone.
Uh-huh.
And it knows that that valve is connected to a critical process. So it can immediately assess the potential impact of the leak,
Okay.
not just on safety, but also on production and quality.
So it's like it can prioritize the response.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then it automatically pulls up all the relevant safety and environmental regulations.
Okay.
So the workers know exactly what procedures they need to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also searches through all the historical data
Okay.
to see if there have been similar leaks in the past.
Uh-huh.
And if so, what was done to fix them.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so it can learn from past experiences.
Yeah.
And then finally, it uses all of this information to generate a recommended course of action.
Okay.
So it might tell the workers to immediately shut down that section of the factory, and then it might give them step-by-step instructions on how to repair the leak.
Wow. So it's not just telling you there's a problem, it's actually helping you solve it.
Right, it's a true partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
So we also got a quick look at the core technologies behind all of this.
Yeah, a lot of technical jargon.
It is, but can you maybe just give us the highlights?
Sure. So basically they're using a bunch of different tools.
Okay.
Like LangChain and AAS, which help the AI find information quickly. And then they've got Olama and Gemma 3.1b, which are AI models that can run locally.
Okay.
So you don't have to send all your data to the cloud.
Oh, that's good for security.
Exactly. And then they're using E5 embedding to handle multiple languages.
Oh, wow. So you could use this system in factories all over the world.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then RDFlib is what they're using for the ontology part.
Right, the knowledge map. So
Yeah.
it's all these different pieces working together.
Right. It's a pretty complex system.
It is, but it sounds like it has the potential to be really transformative.
Yeah, I think so.
So what are some of the expected benefits of all of this?
Well, the information talks about a few key things,
Okay.
like increased efficiency. Uh-huh.
So by automating tasks and giving workers the information they need right away, you can save a lot of time and money.
Right. Less wasted time, fewer errors.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
They also talk about improved quality.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. So by identifying the root causes of defects, you can prevent them from happening again.
Right, so you're actually improving the products themselves.
Exactly.
And then there's optimized equipment uptime.
Yes. So through predictive maintenance, you can avoid unplanned downtime.
Right. No more scrambling to fix a machine that suddenly breaks down.
Exactly. And then, of course, enhance safety.
Yeah, that's always a top priority.
Yeah. So by predicting risks and making sure everyone's following the rules, you can create a much safer work environment.
Yeah, that's really important. So it sounds like this system has the potential to make a real difference.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's not just about today's problems, right?
Right.
What about the future?
Well, the information also talks about some exciting possibilities for the future,
Okay, like what?
like using this system in multinational factories,
Uh-huh.
because it can handle multiple languages.
Right.
And then they also talk about expanding it to other industries.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, automotive.
So it's not just limited to manufacturing.
Right, the principles could be applied to all sorts of industries.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then they also talk about making the AI even smarter
How?
by giving it better reasoning and prediction capabilities.
So it can make even better decisions.
Exactly.
Wow. So it sounds like this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I think so.
So to wrap things up, this sentient AI approach, it's not just about fixing problems.
Right.
It's about creating new possibilities.
Yeah, operate
In quality, maintenance, and safety management. So as you're listening to this, I want you to think about your own organization.
Yeah.
What could you achieve if you had this kind of integrated AI system in place?
Right, what new opportunities would open up for you?
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're interested in learning more about this specific solution, the team behind it is Sentient, Tech, and Kenny Jung.
Okay.
And they seem to have a lot of experience in this field.
Mm.
So yeah, check them out if you want to learn more.
I might just do that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting approach to manufacturing.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it has the potential to be really impactful.
Yeah, I agree.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, this was great.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.